Challenge accepted. Let's see. Random fact about space. This could take a while. Okay, I've got a few for you. Welcome to Mercury, a planet that nobody really gives a shit about and is usually forgotten. What if I told you that there's a high chance of there being water on this planet? Despite the fact that it's the closest planet to the Sun and temperatures range from 430 degrees Celsius to minus 180 degrees Celsius. Unlike Earth, which has an axis that it tilts on, basically it orbits at a slight angle around the Sun, so we get seasons. Because Mercury doesn't have a tilt and it doesn't have an atmosphere, there are some areas on the planet where sunlight just doesn't reach. And because there's no atmosphere, there's no circulation, so you either get extreme hot or extreme cold. Well, deep inside some of these craters, they found evidence of water ice. And you're probably thinking, how on earth did it get there? And I'll tell you how. Comets. Side note, this is Comet Neowise, a picture I took through my telescope in 2020. It was bright enough to be seen with the naked eye just before sunset and just before sunrise. Comets are icy bodies that usually live on the outer edge of the solar system. And every now and then, they make journeys towards the inner solar system, and as they get closer to the sun, the ice melts and evaporates and creates these huge tails. And sometimes planets end up in the path of these comet tails, which is probably what happened to Mercury and is how it got this water ice. And because sunlight never manages to reach these areas, it's probably going to stay there forever. Fact number 2. This is Io, the closest of Jupiter's large moons. It's only a little bit bigger than Earth's moon. What if I told you it's the most volcanically active body we've ever found? It's so active that you could draw a map of it today and it would be wrong tomorrow. The second, it absolutely stinks down here. So you're probably wondering how on earth a tiny object the size of our moon can be the most active body in the solar system. Well, I'll explain why. As most of us are taught in school, the power of the moon's gravity can move oceans on the Earth. Now imagine what the power of giant Jupiter can have on tiny Io. Now, as Io is orbiting around Jupiter, it actually approaches Jupiter closer at one point than it does another. And when this happens, it changes the gravitational force around the moon, and it results in a gigantic squeeze kind of thing. It's called tidal forces. Basically, Jupiter's gravity is heating the interior of Io up to ridiculous temperatures. So you end up with volcanoes going off everywhere. And I mean everywhere. And we've all heard of this moon. We believe that tidal forces from Jupiter are what's causing Europa to have an ocean underneath its ice layer because it's nice and warm. And the last fact I have for you today is about black holes. And rest assured, black holes will be getting their own video at some point. This will be me answering a question that I keep seeing on the internet and it really annoys me. What's at the end of a black hole? The answer is nothing. Forget these fantasies of other universes, because it's not actually a hole. It's an area of space where gravity is so high that even light can't escape. If you fell into one, you would simply be crushed, and that's the end of it.